Marty Robbins was born Martin David Robinson on September 26, 1925, near Glendale, Arizona. The Robinson family lived in poverty and at one time even lived in a tent in the desert. According to Robbins, his father was a drunkard and never really cared for him. But in 1937, Marty's parents divorced, and his mother Emma and the children moved to a shack in Glendale, where she took in laundry to support the family.
When I was a little kid, I would pick cotton or I would clean ditch. I'd have to walk from where I lived, way out on the desert, into the nearest house was about 8 miles.
With no economic opportunities in sight, Marty decided to join the U.S. Navy, enrolling in 1943. It was during his 3 years in the service, where he saw action in the Pacific, that he learned to play the guitar and first started songwriting and singing. After leaving the Navy in February 1946, Marty started singing in nightclubs and performing live on local radio under the names Martin or Jack Robinson because his mother strongly disapproved of him singing in clubs, and he used the name Jack to try to prevent her from finding out. By 1950, he had built a local reputation and was regularly appearing on KTYL Mesa Radio and starring in his own television show, Western Caravan, on KPHO Phoenix. Little Jimmy Dickens, who was touring with the Grand Ole Opry, heard Robbins perform at a local TV station and recognized his natural talent. Dickens would be instrumental in helping Robbins get a contract with Columbia Records.
And I had a show in Phoenix, just me and the guitar playing and singing, and he came up to be on my show, to plug the Grand Ole Opry show that was playing in Phoenix. And he liked my singing, and it made me happy, and I think so much of Jimmy Dickens for that. So the people that don't like my singing, don't blame me, blame Jimmy Dickens. Because he started.
After signing with Columbia, Marty moved to Nashville, cut his first record, and joined the Grand Ole Opry. In December 1952, Marty scored his first #1 U.S. country hit with I'll Go On Alone. In 1956, he achieved another #1 country single with Singin' the Blues.
Well, I never felt more like singing the blues, 'cause I never thought that I'd ever lose your
The song
love.
also reached number 17 in the U.S. pop charts. Robbins would register 3 more country #1s with his own song.
Sport coat and a pink carnation.
A white sports coat and a pink carnation, a platinum seller, soon followed by The Story of My Life and Stairway of Love. By the late 50s, Marty Robbins was a household name, but he hadn't yet reached the height of his career. While driving through the desert with his family, Marty penned the song El Paso, which became a #1 country and pop
In the
hit.
West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
The record sold over 1 million copies and was the first country music song to be awarded a Grammy. The song made Marty Robbins the first crossover country artist in U.S. music history. The success of this song established Robbins once and for all as a country superstar. His follow-up singles, Big Iron and Running Gun, became firm favorites with audiences the world over.
Don't worry about me. It's all
During the 60s, Robbins would register 31 U.S. country hits, 13 of which crossed over into the pop charts. Don't Worry went to #1 and was the first song to ever use distortion on the guitar. A fuse had blown in the control room channel, making the guitar sound fuzzy. Robbins liked the effect and left it in. History was made.
devil woman, don't moan me. That was good.
Devil Woman, released in June 1962, was the first single and title track from the album Devil Woman. It was soon followed by well-known hits Ruby Ann, Ribbon of Darkness, Tonight Carmen, and I Walk Alone. In August 1969, Marty suffered a heart attack on his tour bus, and he underwent bypass surgery in January 1970. He soon returned to his punishing schedule. By April, he was starring in Las Vegas. That same year, Marty won his second Grammy with his moving ballad, My Woman, My Woman, My Wife. Soon after, the Academy of Country Music voted Marty Robbins the Man of the Decade. In 1975, the talented musician was inducted into the Nashville Songwriters International Hall of Fame. But Marty had no plans to slow down. In fact, he planned to pick up the already fast pace. Marty loved NASCAR, and due to the wealth that accompanied his musical success, he was able to finance his passion. Robbins qualified to run at the big racetracks every year, as well as at a smattering of the smaller races in between touring.
I try to stay out of the way of the fast ones, and I find me one that's about my speed, and I chase him all day long. You see.
Marty is credited with possibly saving Richard Childress's life at the 1974 Charlotte 500, when he deliberately crashed into a wall to avoid T-boning Childress's car, which was stopped across the track. Marty was seriously injured and almost lost his right eye.
I have been near death so many times, you see, that now I am not afraid of death. So now I can enjoy living, you see. And to really enjoy living, you just can't be afraid of death.
Marty Robbins, come up here.
In 1982, Marty was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame.
I never had any idea that this would happen because I really feel there are other people that deserve it, before I should get it. But I think, possibly that it might not happen again, so I'm going to take it tonight. And I thank everybody that had anything to do with it. And I do appreciate it very much. And I appreciate being on the show here tonight. Thank you.
Near the end of that year, Marty played what turned out to be his last concert in Cincinnati. The following day, he suffered his third heart attack. He underwent major surgery but died of cardiac arrest on December 8, 1982. Marty Robbins was buried in Nashville 3 days later. A quiet and withdrawn man off stage, Marty possessed an ability to communicate with and hold his audience, making him one of the finest entertainers to grace the stage in any music genre. During his 30-year music career, Marty tallied 94 Billboard country hits, cementing his place in history as one of the most charted country artists.
I would like to be remembered as a good entertainer, a good person. I think maybe better as a good person.